Well, good morning, everyone. Today is day 7, um, and tonight will be the last ceremony with sacred mushrooms before we head back on Saturday. So it's been quite a week. It's been 2 days since the second ceremony, and I purposefully waited a little to record this video because I wanted to give myself some time to integrate what happened and what I learned uh, during my ceremony with ayahuasca. And yeah, there's no way that I can really do justice to the amount of learning that has happened for me in the last week. But I'll try to share some of the insight that I gathered um, during that ceremony, which was extremely profound, and and hopefully that'll give you all uh, some education, some information. Um, so yeah, some of the insights that I had. First were really deep uh, gratitude for all of the people in my life who have contributed to my growth and to my safety and have poured love into me over um, the course of my life, from teachers to um, people in my community, mentors, um, people I've worked for in the past, my parents, my wife, my children, my friends, my siblings, etc. Just a deep, deep gratitude for the ways that they have shown up for me, and yeah, and just like a deep love and acceptance of the fact that I'm loved and that I'm cared for by a lot of people, and so that was extremely nourishing. That was one of, I think, I want to say the first insights that came to me during my ceremony. Um, Maybe not, but I can't quite remember so much. Um, but I think the deepest learning that happened for me, that the medicine gave me, um, was the ability to just ask questions and get those answers. Um, Questions about who I am, questions about my work, and questions about the areas that I need to improve as a man, as a human being. And some of those answers were not easy to hear at all. Um, this medicine will make you face uh, your deepest, darkest self. Um, and I just had this profound realization about all of the ways in which um, I'm not perfect, all of the ways in which I contribute to the suffering in the world, all of the ways that I hurt and neglect the people that love me and that I love. All of the things that I've said. I mean, I had a replay of from when I was a young kid all the way up until adulthood of all of the things that I've said to people that were hurtful, that were from a place of ego and from a place of selfishness, um, including my wife, my children, my parents, my friends, people who not may not necessarily be in my life or be people who I have a relationship with, but um, still having to take accountability for who I was and how I showed up in those relationships. And while it was difficult, it's extremely liberating, um, to understand that you are responsible 100% for the kind of human that you are, regardless of um, how others around you behave or engage with you. And I feel like I arrived in some ways to this place of deep maturity within just a few days. Um, and just in understanding that I've been reaching so hard for the stars, right? To try to change the world, to try to be somebody who um, does good. But in that pursuit, um, I've done a lot of harm. Even down to the way that I share myself on social media, and in hopes that I can inspire people, and but the medicine breaks that down, right? And shows you the true motives behind that, right? The need to be seen by others, the feelings of inadequacy, um, the hurt and the trauma that happens to us as children, and how our lives are basically a repetitive cycle of us trying to correct those experiences, and it shows you how you shows you how in the pursuit of that corrective experience we actually end up hurting so many other people. We end up doing the same to others that was done to us, even when we think we're not. And that's the divine joke of the universe, is that or the medicine, or whatever you want to, God, is that we're we're all doing this, right? We all are stuck in these patterns of avoidance, patterns of lack of accountability, lack of responsibility, and so what we do is we just point the finger at other people. We point the finger at systems. We point the finger at the people who hurt us. We point the finger at anything we can point the finger at to avoid the truth, which is that um, we're the master of our lives. We're the master of our own lives. We're the masters of our minds. We're the masters of our healing, of our souls, and um, and and it's not an easy pill to swallow, but when you accept it, and you embrace it, there's such a calming and peaceful feeling that comes with that. Um, and then you either make the choice to change and to move forward in a way that's um, good for you and the world, um, and the people you love, and other human beings and the environment, or you don't, and then you live with that truth in your head, and knowing that you're not living right, um, or living truthfully, and so that's where I'm at, you know, uh, wanting to live truthfully, and realizing that the only real change and the only real revolution um, comes when we face ourselves. There's nothing outside of us that's going to make our world better. Um, that's a trap, mind trap. I don't say that to invalidate anyone's suffering or the things that are happening in the world, which are very real. That is how I see myself. So I'm speaking my truth. Um, Um, we're all accountable for everything that happens in our lives because we're participating. There's no separation, even when we want there to be. So when we take accountability for all of it, um, the good, the bad, the ugly, then we can be free. So I'm working on it, trying to talk less and do more. Um, Probably do one more of these videos after the last ceremony and integration before heading back home. But this was the most profound and beautiful experience I've had um, ever in many ways. Um, so thank you all for watching. Thank you all for all your support. Thank you all for putting up with my ego-driven uh, sharing all the time. I hope that you can forgive me for the times that I've failed and that I've been selfish and been self-absorbed, and I didn't know better, but now I do, and I'm gonna try to do it with more respect and more grace, because I do want to inspire and I do want to share and educate, but I want to do it in a way that honors all of us. So thank you, and love you. Please forgive me, and I'm not ashamed or guilty. I'm just ready to change. Oh, I didn't record any of it. I didn't record any of it, did I?